Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the news. Before we begin, a quick look at the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma meets Union Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav to discuss sustainable development of Meghalaya. GHADC special budget session witnesses debate on land rights, customary laws and tribal NOC issues. NDA Parliamentary Party holds Mangal Milan meeting to finalize a strategy for monsoon session. And Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman highlights farmer welfare measures, says government focused on boosting rural economy. The news in detail, starting off with the local news. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today met a Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, in New Delhi. The two leaders held discussions on the sustainable development of Meghalaya, focusing on key environmental and development priorities for the state. The meeting is expected to strengthen cooperation between the centre and the state on conservation and sustainable growth initiatives. The sixth day of the 16th special budget session of the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council witnessed heated debates over land rights, tribal no objection certificates, customary laws and governance. MDCs raised concerns over the misuse of tribal NOCs, the powers of NOCMAs in land transfers and delays in finalizing the Garo customary law. Chief Executive Member Dormant C.H. Sangma assured the House that the Garo customary law would be completed during the Council's current tenure. Meanwhile, a motion seeking the issuance of tribal certificates to indigenous scheduled tribes under the Council's jurisdiction has been scheduled for discussion on August 5th.
Sir, date notification is date mamma ko agana madhuba na gitse maina result na dunga adi mansu pa dunga sir sir ko manaye je taw abhi amar project ditha amar thamo abhi separate.
The Office of the Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities, in collaboration with the Secretariat Administration Department and Trestle Labs, today organized a sensitization program on assistive technology and digital accessibility for government employees in Shillong. Addressing the program, advisor to the Meghalaya government Paul Lingdo stressed the importance of creating inclusive workplaces and using technology to improve accessibility for persons with visual impairment. He urged government employees to adopt a more empathetic approach and encouraged persons with disabilities to recognize their abilities and contribute confidently to society.
This, we were also being.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's applaud this wonderful gesture of persons with disabilities government of Meghalaya for her contribution.
Huge initiative enabling the state government to leverage ICT in order to create a better ecosystem for the differently able. Linkova, Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities, from Region. A lot of familiar faces here, and I'll take time to name each one of you, but it is with profuse and immense pleasure that I agreed to be here to share with you a few thoughts on this very important initiative and the sensitization program on assistive technology and digital accessibility for government employees.
The Sinjuk ki nong sinshash nong kabri uhinyo trep and the Sinjuk ki rangbakur kabri uhinyo trep on Tuesday submitted a memorandum to Meghalaya Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar urging him to withhold assent to the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Regulation and Administration of Land Amendment Bill 2026 until Section 16 is restored. Speaking to the media, R.L. Blah argued that removing the provision requiring consultation with traditional authorities would weaken the role of rights, himas and ilakas in land administration. The governor assured the delegation that he would seek the opinion of the District Council Affairs Department before taking a final decision and advised them to also raise the matter with the state government.
Nila donru pingilang pajba hagan nyutarik ba baro arki kunhon ngile merjin lang ba ngingi persya ya kani katingwang no ya section 16 da kani ka proposed amendment 2026 tingingi kentu yulat gejala ya ka kabla don lupa kadai ban ne bansa marga discouncil kadai kanong pek, kanong ri, kanong sumar, kanong da, kanong ker, jomi, daw kasi ap jomi, ya ka long judge, kalong ha jomi, hagaju upor, kanong pek, wan sumar, ya ki culture, ya ka custom, kajomi ki riti, ki dustur, ki jomi, ki habai ba kalong pumni ba kumitip ba kila ha ya ka bill ba yo ya ka sen jong lat jela ni wan ot wan nam bu mar ya ka ilka at 2024 dai mo hiba ya ka asen betu bat ya ka line chat ko ke menta umno mo on persya ya ka ba ula kubur.
The Jaintia Coal Owners, Miners, Supply and Workers Association held a peaceful protest outside the Deputy Commissioner's office in East Jaintia Hills today, despite not receiving permission from the district administration. Led by JCOMSWA President Marshal S.B. Biam, the protesters demanded an early resolution of long-pending coal mining issues and the reopening of mining activities. Following discussions with the additional Deputy Commissioner, the association called off the protest due to heavy rain and assurances from the administration, but warned that it would resume its agitation if its demands are not addressed.
Kula ringi ba kinsimkia ing issue demi jabe de kamshua namar ni budi ni issue na do por bangasatan adumta meni bi pajbala bun mahagibuan bali entre namata tadaw jong slaba bun ni pajba ba syong station sini mo ba kreat banu gipli anda ingin happen sange issue menta namar ba kabor jong slab ba ngalian bisik ko kula ringi ba kinsimkia ya issue ni budi ni isu berimgi ni ko abanti duong namar kikot kislar ni ladat bolot cha di department befer wat cha home ministry ni ladat ha dan ri yegi isu jungi ninam bandin bat nila kan sha yo di simene ba lada pim sim kiai gini kam lada pim tip yegi sarkar lada gi borg bahalor ma nin semi biang nin seki biang arsin ninam chong thaj ni ki be adu banjo.
The Indian Red Cross Society Meghalaya State Branch on Monday has provided relief materials to families affected by the recent fire at Rilbong Zigzag Road in Shillong. The assistance included tarpaulins, cooking utensils, kitchen sets, blankets and toiletries to help meet the victims' immediate needs. The relief was distributed in the presence of East Khasi Hills Deputy Commissioner Abhilash Baranwal and other officials. The Red Cross said it continues to support disaster-affected families based on assessments conducted with the District Disaster Management Authority. Moving on to regional stories. Assam Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya today completed his self-enumeration through the Census 2027 self-enumeration portal at Raj Bhavan. Describing the process as simple, secure and quick, the governor urged citizens to actively participate in the nationwide exercise, stating that an accurate census is essential for the effective implementation of government welfare schemes. He also informed that enumerators will visit households for the house listing operation and housing census from August 17th to September 15th and appealed to the public to ensure that no one is left out of the census process.
असम के प्रिय नागरिकों से अपील करता हूं, आप भी इस बहुत ही राष्ट्रीय अभियान में उत्साहपूर्वक भाग लें। यह प्रक्रिया अत्यंत सरल है, सुरक्षित है, सुगम है और कुछ मिनटों में पूर्ण हो जाने वाला है और हमारे जनगणना कर्मी इसमें पूरा नागरिकों का सहयोग भी कर रहे हैं। ये स्वयं अभी तो ये अभियान चलेगा 16 अगस्त तक, उसके बाद 17 अगस्त से 15 सितंबर तक स्वयं ये हमारे जनगणना कर्मी घरों तक जाएंगे और घरों में जाकर के इसका फिजिकल वेरिफिकेशन करेंगे। इस जानकारी को पूर्ण रूप से आप दें, इससे अपना ही कल्याण है और जब ये जाएंगे तो अपना खुद कराएं, पड़ोसियों को कराएं, पूरे परिवार का कराएं, मित्रों को कराएं, कोई वंचित न रह जाए। ये हम सब की राष्ट्रीय जिम्मेदारी है और इससे हम सबको बहुत सारी योजनाएं जो चलती हैं, इसको सरकार को पूरा करने में मदद मिलेगी।
The India Meteorological Department has forecast extremely heavy rainfall over parts of Assam, Meghalaya, Sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim today. Heavy to heavy rain is also expected in Arunachal Pradesh, Bihar, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura. The department has advised people to remain alert as several parts of the country are likely to experience moderate to heavy rainfall, which could lead to waterlogging, landslides and disruptions in normal life.
Today, if you look at the highlights of the daily weather briefing, we are anticipating isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall likely over northeast and adjoining East India during next 2 days. And at the same time, isolated heavy rainfall for subsequent 5 days also we are anticipating. And isolated extremely heavy rainfall likely to occur over sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim on 4th of August and Assam, Meghalaya on 4th and 5th of August of this month. Under this synoptic and above mentioned conditions, we are giving 7-day warnings. That is on 4th of August, we are anticipating heavy rainfalls over these regions, particularly over northeast India, sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim. We are anticipating extremely heavy rainfall, and Assam, Meghalaya also we are anticipating extremely heavy rainfall.
A look at national news. The NDA Parliamentary Party held its weekly Mangal Milan meeting at the Parliamentary Library building to finalize its floor strategy for the remaining days of the monsoon session. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and other senior leaders are attending the meeting. The session focuses on coordination among NDA allies, parliamentary business, legislative priorities and the participation of alliance MPs in debates during the ongoing parliament session. The previous Mangal Milan meeting, held on July 28th, marked the first appearance of NCPI MPs Kakoli Ghosh, Shatabdi Roy and Sayoni Ghosh after joining the party from the Trinamool Congress. The MPs praised the NDA's organised functioning during their debut meeting. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today said the government has taken several measures to enhance farmers' income and promote sustainable agriculture. Speaking in the Rajya Sabha, she highlighted support through higher minimum support prices, promotion of pulses and oilseeds, the Rs 6,000 direct benefit transfer under PM Kisan, and the expansion of Kisan credit cards to animal husbandry and fisheries. She also said initiatives such as solar pumps, startup support, the production-linked incentive scheme and higher allocations to urban local bodies and panchayats are strengthening the rural economy and driving long-term economic growth.
The income of the farmers, the direct transfer of 6,000 rupees to the accounts of the farmers so that they can take care of any input cost or any emergency in the household has also given them additional income. Moreover, the Kisan credit card is now extended even for animal husbandry and for fisheries. So people who are growing fish in backyard ponds or keeping cattle are also given assistance through the KCC, and a concessional loan is provided to them. Even more, not just animal husbandry and fisheries, keeping goats or keeping piggery also is given, and that is given for the northeast in particular. And these kind of steps have ensured that farmers are able to get better value for their produce. More importantly, sir, farmers are using solar pumps through which they have saved on electricity cost, and as it is, because of solar pumps, they are able to produce much more than what they require. So they upload it to the grid and they are getting paid for each of the megawatt that they are producing. So farmers are becoming Urja Data for the country also. So there are many, many such steps through which farmers are able to benefit by the Viksit Bharat initiatives that we are taking. The PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, which is spread over 100 districts in the country.
Uzbekistan Foreign Minister Bakhtiyor Saidov is on a 4-day official visit to India to prepare for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's forthcoming visit to Uzbekistan and strengthened bilateral ties. During the visit, Saidov called on President Murmu and held delegation-level talks with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, reviewing the progress of the India-Uzbekistan strategic partnership. Discussions focused on cooperation in energy, infrastructure, trade, defense, education, culture and connectivity, along with regional and global issues. Saidov described India as Uzbekistan's key strategic and trade partner in South Asia. He also met Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla to discuss enhancing parliamentary cooperation, investment, people-to-people ties and economic collaboration.
We agreed to hold these meetings and conversation in order to prepare the upcoming visit of Honorable Prime Minister to Uzbekistan. And I would say it is the practical continuation of our dialogue, what we always have, and when always use any opportunity, of international platform, international, the events.
Excellency, members of both delegations, our bilateral relations over the years have expanded, and today they really span a very diverse range of domains, from construction and digital to energy, health, education. We want to take it into mining. And we have a trade today of close to $1 billion. We definitely think that that number should go up. I also want to share with you that we have set up a parliamentary friendship group for India-Uzbekistan contacts. And we hope that this regular contacts between our representatives will be useful.
The Lok Sabha has passed the Appropriation Number 3 Bill 2026, authorizing over Rs 54,000 crore from the Consolidated Fund of India to meet excess expenditure for the financial year 2022-23, primarily towards debt repayment. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also introduced the Taxation and Other Laws Amendment Bill 2026, aimed at simplifying tax and regulatory provisions to attract global investment. The proposed reforms are expected to boost India's data center and AI infrastructure by easing approval requirements for foreign cloud companies. The House also tabled several parliamentary committee reports before adjourning for the day.
Sir, I rise to move that the bill to provide for the authorization of appropriation of monies out of the Consolidated Fund of India to meet the amount spent on certain services during the financial year ended on the 31st day of March 2023 in excess of the amounts granted for those services and for that year be taken into consideration. I rise to move for leave to introduce a bill further to amend the Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007 and the Income Tax Act 2025 and to amend the Finance Act of 2026.
Lastly, in sports. "19-year-old Indian cyclist Harshita Jakhar has created history by becoming the first Indian woman to participate in the Tour de France Femme. The Rajasthan-based cyclist led an international group of 8 riders from countries including Afghanistan, Algeria, Chile, Ethiopia, Namibia and Uganda during the ceremonial start of Stage 2 in Lausanne, Switzerland. The team was selected by the Union Cycliste Internationale and rode alongside the WCC road team. Harshita, who has excelled in junior and senior cycling competitions in India, aims to finish among the top 10 at the 2026 Asian Games and win a medal at the 2030 Games. Here's the weather report for today. In Tura, the minimum temperature stands at 22 degrees Celsius with maximum temperature at 30 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 83% and the rainfall recorded was 3.4 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature stands at 15 degrees Celsius, the maximum temperature at 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 85% and the rainfall recorded was 24.4 millimeters. Lastly, in Jowai, the minimum temperature stands at 16 degrees Celsius with maximum temperature at 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 88% and the rainfall recorded was 2 millimeters. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says heavy rain with a thunderstorm likely to occur at many places. Before we wind up, a recap of the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma meets Union Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav to discuss sustainable development of Meghalaya. GHADC special budget session witnesses debate on land rights, customary laws and tribal NOC issues. NDA Parliamentary Party holds Mangal Milan meeting to finalize strategy for monsoon session. And Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman highlights farmer welfare measures, says government focused on boosting rural economy. With that, dear viewers, we have come to the end of the news bulletin. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.